Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the webinar of Thinkcloudly. So, how's everyone doing today? Today, we are going to start on a webinar whose subject is Splunk as a career catalyst, your roadmap to success from a dreamer to an achiever. So, you must be knowing Splunk is important for real time monitoring, data analysis, security, and troubleshooting. It helps organization to make data driven decisions and ensure system health. So, today we are going to learn more about this Splunk program, and who better than Mr. Naman himself to go ahead and tell us about it. So, please welcome Mr. Naman to shed some light on the topic.
Hey, hi everyone. How are you guys doing today? Good morning. Good morning, Zoe. Good morning, the entire team of Think Loudly.
Good morning.
Good
How are
morning.
you doing today, Naman?
I'm doing good. Thank you, Zoe. Thank you for inviting me. I really appreciate it. So how's everyone doing? I am seeing very familiar names, Bright, Kosi, Heather. Very familiar names. How are you guys doing today? I know I've not been able to get in touch with you always. It's quite difficult, but this is how we can connect, This is how the platform, like this webinar on Splunk or SOC analyst, like different webinars, what we do every 2 weeks. This is how we all connect, isn't it? So let me ask you, all of you guys, we need your active participation in the chat box. I'm telling you one thing, next 1 hour, you're going to be learning something which going to be helping you a lot. So are you ready to dive into this session on Splunk? I need the maximum yeses from everyone who has joined here. How many of you are? I need the big yeses like Kossi has done just now. Thank you, Heather. Great. So I know you guys are equally excited like me, and I can see that in your chat for sure. Thank you everyone for your participation. So, Zoe, are we good to start the session now?
Yes, yes, definitely. Let's start ahead.
So, uh, guys, let's get started with this session now. How many of you, let me ask this question, how many of you uh, are aware of Splunk tool already? So you can respond that I know already, or you can say, I don't know. Like you can respond with no or yes. How many of you are aware of Splunk as a tool? Okay, great. Okay, someone actually knows a little bit about it. Great. Okay, nice. See, we are going to dive into this Splunk, in detail, and I promise you that you guys are going to learn something new and something important. Okay. So is your pen and paper ready? Everyone, is your pen and paper ready? Please confirm if you have the pen and paper ready because we are going to note down some of the important things about this Splunk as a tool. Great. So in the world of technology, the first step is never perfect. But without IT, nothing can ever be perfected. So IT has become very important piece. Okay, let me first draw some light over here. Okay. So let's say we have these different sectors, okay, different industries, you can say. So let's say this is going to be your finance, okay, and this is going to be your oil and gas. This is going to be your healthcare, okay. This is your let's say banking, okay, or this is your construction. So what is happening here? These are different industries, and we have many industries across the globe. Can anyone suggest any industry here? Can you guess there is like any other industry what I have mentioned? Finance, oil and gas, healthcare, banking, finance, and construction. Any other sports? Yes. Government? Yes. Federal. I'm talking about the industry, Gaurav. So now in these industry, what actually happens? There is one thing which is intersecting everything. And that is one moment. Okay. Yeah. So that is basically the IT. One thing which intersects in every industry, and that is IT. Whether it is logistic, agriculture, hospitality, there is something which is common in all the industry, and that is IT. You will find IT in finance, that is fintech. You will find IT in oil and gas. You will find IT in healthcare, Epic, which is very popular tool. In bank, all the banking applications is IT, and construction in IT. I mean, a lot of applications are developed and managed in constructions as well. All the automations, what happens in your home, in your office, that is because of IT. So IT is one field which is basically helping all the industries to succeed or to work efficiently. Okay. Do you agree with me? I need everyone's participation. Do you agree with me that IT is intersecting everywhere and it is the important requirement of every industry? Okay, that's number one. Now, what is happening? Now, when you basically double click on this IT, right? Let me remove this one moment. So let's say that this is IT. Okay, this is your IT. Now, in this IT as well, there is one thing which is intersecting IT. And what is that? Which is very important. Which is very important. So this big box is IT. Let me write it here so that you're familiar. This is IT. Okay. Inside IT, there is one thing which is common across the fields, across all the fields in IT. There is one thing which is common. What is that? Okay. So that is security. Okay. When it comes to data security, network security, infrastructure security, right? So what is the common element, across the industry, across the IT industry? That is security. Do you agree with me? How many of you agree with me that security has been an important concept which is cutting across all the major fields of IT, whether it is related to data, whether it is related to network, whether it is related to devices, whether it is related to infrastructure, right? Whether it is related to employees, even for employees, security is important, right? So everything is cutting across, like one thing which is cutting everything across is security. So now what actually becomes for us that we understand that how can we how can we empower our organization for which we are working today? How can we empower organization for which we are working today by making sure that security is enabled at every place? If security is enabled, right, it is going to be very easy for you to to control everything because now the biggest risk any organization has is the security attack. You talk about banks, you talk about any IT field, the biggest risk, is, what is the biggest risk, everyone? Can anyone confirm what is the biggest risk? That is the security attack, internal, external, anything. So what is the biggest risk to any business? That is security attack. Do you agree with me till here? The data breach is also part of security attack. Everyone, I need everyone's response over here. I am having 150 people connected right now. Okay. Now, why I am talking about this? You must be wondering that, Naman, we know this. We know IT is cutting across all the industries. We know security is important. We know that biggest risk is security attack. Naman, tell me something new, right? You must be having the same thing. The reason why I am repeating this is to tell you one thing, that when something is concerning to the whole world, when there is something which is concerning to the whole world, okay, if it's a big concern, then it leads to money. It leads to high paying jobs. Okay. If you're able to solve someone's big problem, if you're able to assist someone to solve the biggest risk, then it means you will be the one who will get paid the highest. How many of you agree with me with this statement now, that if I solve a problem of a biggest risk, which is security attack for an organization, what is the benefit I will get as individual? I am going to basically get well paid. And that's why security people are being paid very well. Okay. Now, let me talk about something very important, I'm going to ask you something which is going to help you a lot. I'm basically getting to my point. Okay, so it will take some time, but I'll get it to the point. So now, if I say that, if I write a question over here, and you all have to answer. If I tell you that you can make 500,000 USD, so how does it sound? How does it sound to you that you can make 500,000 USD? Does it sound good? It is like big, it's like great. What do you think? Too good to be true? Absolutely. It sounds funny. Okay. But what if I tell you, what if I make it realistic now? What if I tell you that you can earn this money, not probably in 1 year, but let's say in next 4 to 5 years. Now, is it realistic now or not? Is it realistic or not? Am I right, everyone? I mean, when I said that you can make $500,000 maybe in a month, then it is unrealistic. But when I say that you can make 500,000 USD in next 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, then yes, it is much realistic. Absolutely. So now, but my question is how? How can I make my $100,000 a year? Or how can I make $500,000? How can I get that $500,000? So in IT, basically what happens, right? There is something what I want to share with everyone, and I think this is something we all have to pay attention to. Let's imagine this is our bucket. Okay. This is our knowledge bucket. This is our knowledge bucket. And there are bunch of skills which are available in the market right now. Okay. So these are bunch of skills which are available in the market right now. Now, if you are able to, if you try to master all the skills, let's say if you try to master all the skills and you try to put all the skills into this bucket, then probably what will happen? Can you tell me what will happen? Like there are hundreds of skills available in the market, okay? And you try to master all of them and you try to add all those skills to the knowledge bucket. What is going to happen? What will happen? Can anyone tell me? Anyone burnt out? Yes, anyone? What will happen if I try to master 100 skills and if I try to add those 100 skills to my knowledge bucket, what will happen? Okay. The problem is it's going to be a, okay, let me tell you, it's going to be a big failure. Okay. It's going to be a big failure for everyone. What exactly we have to do? We do not need to master all of them. We have to pick, we have to basically go and choose the right choice of skills and add those skills to the bucket. Okay. Now let's say if I go and add the right skills and I choose the right skills and add it in the bucket, what will happen now? Can anyone tell me what will happen now? Will it be better or not? Yes, it's going to be a big success. Absolutely, Sunny. It's going to be a big success because we are going to invest our time, our knowledge, our expertise. We're going to gain the right expertise on maybe limited skills, but we will be able to master all of them. And once we master all of them, what will happen? Our knowledge bucket will have all the relevant skills, in demand skills. Okay. And this will help me to get my $500,000 in next 4 to 5 years. Okay. How many of you agree with this? Agree with me on this statement that we need to get the relevant skills and in-demand skills to get that $500,000 in next 4 to 5 years. Okay. Very realistic, very very smooth, right? But now the question is, which are those right skills? Because that is too confusing right now in the market, right? We are so confused about it. See, I was telling you one thing, and I want to link it here. I was telling you that there was one big industry called IT, which is cutting across all the industries. Remember? And IT, and there is one common thing in IT. What is that? Can anyone tell me what is that one common thing in IT, which I told every one of you? Which is, what is that? Security, right? Now, in this security, what if I do this? I go ahead and master, okay, I go ahead and master tools which are important for security. Now, how does it sound? Does it sound something relevant? Is it good now? Let's say if I'm able to master something which is important for security. That is very important. Okay, so please note this. We are stepping into security, and when we are stepping into security, we have to get into the market where we learn the tools which are important for security purpose. Okay. Now, the question is again, the another question is, which tool should I master and why? Any question? I think you can easily guess now that which tool should I master and why? Okay. Okay, some of you are answering Splunk. Which tool should we master and why? Everyone, please tell me in the chat box. Okay. So guys, what happens, right? So there are almost 400 to 500 tools available in the market for security alone. For security alone, there are 400 to 500 tools which are available in the market. But the question is again, should I master all the 400 to 500 tools? Should I master all? Should I master all the tools? No, I should not master all the tools. But what I can do, I can master, I can master something which is common and most available in every organization in the world. And you know what? Here we are able to land on Splunk. Okay. Splunk, you won't believe, Splunk is accepted by 80% of the whole world. Splunk is accepted by the whole world. So what should I do? Should I master 400 to 500 tools? Or should I just master Splunk, which is accepted by 80% of the whole world? Are you getting my point? So we don't have to master 400 to 500 tools. We just have to master 80%, like the tool which is 80% commonly used tool in the whole world to basically achieve security, to basically make sure that I can display my skills on security, and that is possible if I have Splunk as added tool in my profile. Do you agree with me, everyone? Are you able to follow me till here? Okay, let me ask you this question. Are you liking this session till here? Are you enjoying this session till here? I need everyone's yes, no, maybe, please. Because should I continue like this, like a storytelling thing? I could have read some definitions, but I thought today I should take it in a very storytelling mode so that people can relate that why should I go ahead and use Splunk? Because people think, okay, Splunk is this, Splunk is that, but I don't want to do that. I want to make sure, I want to tell you something, that why Splunk is important. Okay. Now, after security, this is again another question to all of you, and I think this is confusing. Let me ask you this question. After security, there is one thing which cut across IT again. And what is this? There is one thing which cut across IT again, and that is very important. Okay. Accountability, network, data, what else? Everyone, can you please? Okay, attack, Martin, attack is part of security. Okay. So basically, the one second, sorry. Yeah. Data infrastructure, Splunk. Splunk is the tool for security, Godwin. Okay. Next important thing which cut across IT is data. Okay. Always remember, either if you are in data or security, your career is superb. It's basically well planned, or you can say that it's going to be very good, because data and security are the key buzz in the market right now. Everyone talks about security, everyone talks about data. So now what actually happens, right? In data, when we talk about data, right? Data is basically, when we talk about data, is about data analysis. Okay. Data will not give you a job. Data cannot give you a job. But data analytics or data analysis can find you a job. Okay. Now again, the question is that which tool should I master and why? Now let me ask this question to you. That when we spoke about security, we talked about Splunk, right? But when it comes to the data analytics tool, that which tool we can basically learn? Okay, Power BI. Yes. What else? Okay. So there are tools like Power BI, Tableau, and Splunk. Again, okay. So Splunk is also something which is going to be, important for data analysis purpose as well. Okay. So if we are choosing Splunk for data analysis purpose, that is completely fine, because all the business insights, you can capture. See, for data analysis, there are a bunch of other tools like R, SQL, and many things. But I'm talking about the tools which can help you in data visualization. Okay, let me clarify this. The tools which can help you for data visualization, then Splunk can be used for data visualization. For business insights, for business insights, and for data visualization, which tool you can use? Can you tell me which tool you can use? You can use Splunk. Again, does that make sense, everyone? So Splunk has two major roles in the market. One, which is the majority of the organizations are using Splunk for security purposes. That's number one, what we learned over here in this section, right? And the second part, Splunk is also being used for business insights and data visualization. Does that make sense, everyone? Everyone, are you able to follow me? Great. Now, when we talk about Splunk, or so from the Splunk perspective, we need to understand the real use case of Splunk. Okay, there is no coding what you need to learn Splunk. But let me tell you the real use case of Splunk. You will need to understand that how Splunk is actually becoming the important requirement of every industry, okay, or every organization, why Splunk has become so important, okay. So now let me draw something here, okay. So what is happening, right? There are, for every businesses, right? There are many, uh, many things, many sensors. Have you heard about sensors? Do you know what sensors are? Do you know what sensors are? Right? Okay. Do you know website? Okay. Website, then servers, right? Then devices, okay. And then let's say some other, some other tools. Okay. So now what is happening for every business? For every business, these are common things what you will find in every business. Sensors, they can be multiple sensors. Let's say when you enter into a building, there can be multiple sensors so that you can track who is entering into the building, right? So sensors are basically is can emit information. Okay. Sensors can emit information. Now, have you ever seen that website goes down and you see an error message? So whenever you visit a website, do you see that website is not working? Have you ever seen that kind of a error that websites are not working, right? 404, correct? So that kind of a issue. Then servers, all the big servers, they produce a lot of logs, lot of errors, right? So all the servers which are producing errors, okay. Devices, let's say if I'm using my laptop and my laptop is not working and it is giving me some errors, some problems, right? And let's say if I am using a tool to send an email to my client, but I'm unable to send an email to my client, and that is also giving me an error, right? So all these issues can be collected in one tool, okay, and that is Splunk, okay. So for any business, let's say Thinkcloudly. Thinkcloudly can have different sensors in the office building. Thinkcloudly has its own website. Thinkcloudly has its servers where all the websites are running. Thinkcloudly has devices, the laptop what I'm using right now. And Thinkcloudly has tools to send emails to the students, right? Now, all these different tools, website, servers, devices can produce errors, correct? They can produce errors and logs. So where are you going to feed in these logs? You have a one central hub for logging, capturing, and that is your Splunk. Does that sound, are you able to understand, everyone? Are you able to follow me till here? That what Splunk can do? Splunk becomes the central hub for all the logs capturing from different sources. These are the sources. So on the top, what you see over here, right? On the top, this particular section is nothing but different sources. These are different sources, okay, which are producing logs and errors. And where are you keeping them? You're keeping them in Splunk. So Splunk has capability, okay, Splunk has capability of storing data, okay, of storing data, logs, okay, in any format. It can be in any format. It can be a structured format, or it can be a semi-structured format, okay, or rarely structured format. Okay, it can be any form of data or log what you can store in Splunk. Does that make sense, everyone? This particular part where the data is basically getting into Splunk, this particular part is known as, can anyone guess what does it known as? It is known as data ingestion. Okay, so you are basically ingesting the data into Splunk. Okay, now from Splunk gives you some other some other capabilities. Let me tell you what other capability Splunk provides. Now, when you are basically receiving data from multiple data sources and every single second you are receiving a lot of data. So what will happen? At the end of the month, will we be having the great amount of data? Let's say if I'm receiving data every single seconds, uh, like GBs of data, like very big data I'm receiving every single minute, single day, single month. So after the month, what will happen? Will I have the big data or not? Guys, are you able to follow me? Or do you want me to repeat this? My question is, when you are collecting the data from multiple sources, okay, and you are getting the data every single second. So after the month, what will happen? Will you have the big data or not? Lots of data, big data or lots of data, correct? I want everyone to answer me, please. We are now 180 people connected right now. I want everyone to answer me here. We are learning something very important, right? Big data, lots of data, massive amount of data, correct? And can I tell you a funny thing about massive amount of data? Can I tell you one funny thing about massive amount of data? It becomes it becomes unmanageable. Okay? It becomes unmanageable. And that is the biggest problem for any business. You know, if I go back 15 years ago, the major problem the business used to have that we were not able to collect data from various sources and put it in one tool. But today, what is the problem? The problem is big data. That we are able to get the data, we are able to store the data, but we are not able to manage that data. Okay, so to solve this problem, Splunk has a solution to manage this big data, lots of data, massive data. Splunk has a solution. Do you know what is the solution name? Can you tell me what is the solution name? Data indexing. Okay. Data indexing helps a lot. It basically tries to index the data. It tries to basically keep a check on every data, and it help you to basically in fast querying of data, you can easily pick out the data very quickly. Okay. Data indexing, you can quickly search your data. You can quickly query the data. So today, when you go to YouTube, yeah, remember? I mean, do you know this? When you go to YouTube and uh you type a name of a movie or a song, does it come very quickly or not? Everyone, when you type a movie name or a song name on YouTube, does it come very quickly or not? Within like few seconds, instantly, right? That happens because YouTube is also using data indexing. You can imagine YouTube has millions of videos available, or maybe billions of videos available, right? But when you type something, it promptly indexes it and pick it up so quickly, you know, and that happens because of data indexing, which helps in fast querying. So now whenever you go, you'll go back to YouTube or you'll go back to Google, and when it searches so quickly, always remember the backend concept is data indexing. Does that make sense? Does it sound good, everyone? Are you able to follow me till here? We are getting little into technology. That's why I'm asking this question. I don't want that I get too technical and you don't understand me. I'm sorry. Okay. Now, when it comes to data indexing, then there is another thing which is which helps a lot. Basically, if you want, data indexing will help you to find out the data very quickly. That's number one. But there is one more problem. Okay, there is one more problem. I mean, I'm sure that you guys must be thinking that, Naman, You always talk about problem. I'm not talking about the problem. I'm going to give you the solution as well. Okay. So there's one more problem. Can we talk about this problem? Are you ready, guys? Can we talk about the problem? See, when we talk about data, right, it's not just about querying the data. Sometimes we have to draw some results also with data, right? If there is a data, it should be useful, correct? It should be useful. Data, if there is like millions of records of data you have, it should tell you something. It should give you some results. Am I right, everyone? Data should give you some, let's say, uh, data should tell me that Naman, 500 students has signed up today. So that is the result of the data, right? Data should give me some key metrics for my business, right? Data should draw some results for me, right? Data should give me some patterns in the business. Okay. I mean, let's say every Sunday, there is a low sales. Sales are very less on Sundays because people are inactive. So your data should give you this pattern that on Sunday, the sales is not that great, right? Or maybe there was an Easter day when people were celebrating Easter day, the sales were not so great. So patterns, data patterns are very important. Are you able to understand the key metrics, pattern, results, what I'm talking about? Are you able to understand? Yes, no, maybe, please. Right? Now, and there is one more thing. What about future trends? Data should tell me something about future as well. Okay. So, Kojo, what we are talking about is we talked about that how you can query the data. Okay. That's a different thing. But now I'm talking about the results that I have collected so much of data on Splunk over here. I have collected so much of data over here. But if this data is just lying and it is not giving me some meaningful insights, so there is no use of data. Am I right, everyone? If data cannot give me insights, then it is of no use. So now what I have to do is the problem is how do I draw the results? How do I find the key metrics? How do I draw the patterns? How do I found the future trends? And that is possible with the help of data searching. Data searching is again another feature of a Splunk, which gives you some meaningful insights, which gives you some future trends, which gives you some key metrics, which gives you some results. Okay. So data ingestion helps you to get the data from many places. Data indexing helps you to query the data, and data searching helps you to drive the insightful results. Are you getting my point, everyone? Uh, is this clear till here? Are you able to get three features about Splunk? Data ingestion, data indexing, data searching. Are you able, can you repeat for me? Data ingestion, data indexing, and data searching. Can you please, can somebody repeat for me, please? Can you type it in the chat box? I'll wait here for 10 seconds to see if you're able to get these three features of Splunk, because I'm going to talk about the fourth one now. Exactly. Data ingestion, data indexing, and data searching. Super. Thank you everyone for responses. Okay. Now, what if, what if I tell you that again another problem? See, let's solve this problem one by one, okay, with the help of the features of Splunk. What if sensors were sending so many errors? Okay, sensor were sending almost, let's say, 1,000 errors sensors are sending. Servers are also sending thousands of errors. What Splunk is doing, Splunk is storing this information that sensor is sending the thousands of errors, and server is also sending thousands of errors. When Splunk starts receiving these many errors, it means something is fishy or not. If Splunk start receiving so many errors from different places, let's say from sensors, from servers, from devices, if Splunk starts collecting different errors, it means something is fishy or not. What do you think? Is something wrong now? Absolutely. There is something wrong here. So now what happened? Splunk was storing the error. But after 2 weeks, for 2 weeks, no one actually paid any attention to this. Can this lead to a biggest problem? See, all the sensors, all the servers, all the websites, all the devices were sending the errors. And Splunk was patiently storing it in the system, but for 2 weeks. So it means something big has gone wrong, right? So for that, Splunk has another feature called alerts. You can configure your alerts in Splunk. Okay. If you configure this alerts, it will trigger the emails or notify the stakeholders that something is fishy. Now imagine errors or any concern what actually Splunk receives, and you have configured the alerts, the right alerts. Will it be helpful or not? This feature of alerts, will it be helpful or not? Yes, it's going to be super, super helpful. And this is why alerts Splunk has a feature called alerts. And this feature is really very helpful for the businesses. Okay. Now, the last thing which I like a lot about Splunk is the dashboards. Splunk has dashboards. With the help of dashboards, you can visualize the errors, patterns, visualize patterns, errors. You can create charts, pie charts, bar charts. You can create tables. So Splunk has a feature called dashboards, and it is also very helpful. So now when we spoke about everything, I have a question for all of you now. Do you think that Splunk is a very useful tool for the businesses? Irrespective of any business, do you think, this is a question for me from all the 180 people connected right now with me, do you think that Splunk is certainly the most important tool in the market today? And the next question for you is, if I learn Splunk, can it really help me, or can it help my resume to stand out of the crowd, right? Can it lead me to earn that $500,000 in next 4 to 5 years? Yes, you can, because it is solving a biggest problem for a business with the help of data ingestion, data indexing, data searching, data alerts, and dashboards. Okay. And it is not just helping in security, it is also helping security and data analysis. Okay. Okay. I hope you enjoyed till here, everyone. I hope all of you enjoyed till here. I hope you didn't get bored by the conversation. The way I'm teaching everyone. I'm trying my best, to drive this. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. Thank you. I hope you enjoy such sessions, because we always come like every 2 weeks with such information. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Jagosi. Okay. So what is Splunk? Splunk is a powerful platform for searching, monitoring, and analyzing machine-generated data. When we say machine-generated data, remember, machine-generated data means that that sensor is sensor is generating data which is machine generated. Website is throwing error, that is also machine generated, right? So all those things what we discussed, that is machine generated data, And Splunk is a powerful platform for searching, monitoring, and analyzing. It turns raw data into valuable insights. That is what we learned, right? With the help of data searching feature, we can turn raw data into valuable insights. It can give us the key metrics. It can give us the future trends, right? And it can also give us the patterns. It is popular. Splunk is popular in security operations, IT operations, and business analytics. This is what we discussed, all of you, right? Uh, so these are some of the key things we have basically picked out. So trusted by 19,000 organization worldwide. I mean, this is a very less number, I think. But 19,000 organizations are using Splunk today. Chosen by 91 of the Fortune 100 companies. 91 organizations are using Splunk out of 100 companies, Fortune 100 companies. Leading security and observability platform across 130 countries. So you can imagine that one tool, that is Splunk, is available in 130 countries. So no matter what country you belong in, if your country is the list of 130, they are using Splunk today. Okay. So now market share and adoption. This is what I said to you, everyone. 24% of market share in the SIEM world. Okay. And 80% of security operations center, all the SOC operations are basically being run by Splunk for real-time monitoring and incident response. So for all the incident responses, real time, that is with the help of Splunk. So you can imagine how big the Splunk tool is. You know, the key feature which we discussed, uh, real-time data processing, powerful search with the help of data indexing. That is what we discussed, if you remember, powerful search, alerting and reporting, data visualization with dashboards, machine learning capability. So nowadays, AI is also getting infused in Splunk. So it is having the machine learning capability to draw those patterns in data searching feature. And scalability for big data. You can store as much amount of data you want to store, and it is all possible with the help of Splunk. Data collection, indexing, searching, reporting, and visualization. That is what we learned. Splunk processes over 10 petabytes of data daily. Petabytes, not the gigabytes, not the terabytes. It's the petabytes of data every day, which is equivalent to millions of gigabytes of machine data coming from a variety of sources such as logs, metrics, and events. Guys, just give us like a few minutes. Trupti is going to show you the Splunk dashboard, and we invited her especially. I just missed it completely. I'm so sorry, Trupti, about this. I just didn't see that you are here already.
No worries, no worries. Let me share my screen.
Sure.
So, hello everyone. So, welcome to today's sessions. Today, I'll be giving you a quick demo of how Splunk looks and how you can now visualize the dashboards and how the data gets visible in Splunk. So, this is how the Splunk looks like. So, basically, when I log into the Splunk, I need to enter my username and password, and this is how the data looks like. So here we'll be writing a Splunk queries. So as Naman mentioned, we can uh, Splunk the data from the different web servers. If you're from an if you're having an applications which has a web server, application server, database servers, and if you want to view those logs in Splunk, then you can write a query over here in Splunk so that you can view the details. Let me show some of the sample examples, like how powerful the Splunk tool is. So where we can visualize the data in a more efficient way. So this is how the Splunk data looks like. So these are your logs from your backend service where the data can be pushed into the Splunk UI and you can view the data by writing the Splunk queries. So it does not require any coding language as such. It's quite simple. And you can analyze the data based on creating a chart, alert, setting up an alert. So imagine now I'm going through this dashboards where I would like to where I like to get a count of all this error count, and I want to display it in a form of the chart format. So I'll write a query like this, count by. So I want to view the status error code with respect to that of the D perspectives. So I can get the statistical view of this status. So this is how the data looks like in Splunk. And using this powerful tool, you can actually visualize the data, and you can compare the data with respect to okay, today is April 26th. Now, if you want to compare the data with respect to the previous DSM, you can do it using this Splunk. So this is how you create a dashboard in Splunk, and these are some set of their details that you can visualize in Splunk. So it's a most powerful and visualization tool that plays a very important role where you can analyze the real-time data.
That's great, Trupti. I think we are good.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
So, if any of you needs any kind of consultation or career counseling, you have the number of Mr. Naman Jain, which is 646-980-6267. So, you can definitely go ahead and get connected with him. There is also an email ID of Thinkcloudly for any kind of information or any kind of queries or concerns. We have the email link as well and the phone number. So you can definitely go ahead and copy both of it and definitely reach us at the certain details. Also, you must be knowing that with every successful enrollment from your family and friend members, you get $100 as a cashback. So definitely, please introduce us to your family and friends and get them enrolled in our courses. So it is actually really beneficial for you as well.
Okay, this is a special request to all of you. Guys, if you have your family, your friends, your kids, anyone you want to refer, you can refer them and you can earn $100. And honestly speaking, Think Loudly has always grown with the support of the students, and we truly acknowledge that. And that's why we always believe that delivering good services to the student can always help us to market our platform called Think Loudly. So I request every one of you, please help us to reach out to more and more students, and help us to so that we can grow. So please refer your friends. I have a humble request to all of you. Please refer your friends and let them explore Think Loudly.
Thank you for watching. Switch from non-IT to IT today. Explore www.thinkcloudly.com.